Okay, so welcome everyone. We're very excited to have you on the Zoom call tonight, and we are honored to have Tia with us tonight. So if we would, I will start the recording, and excuse me just one moment.
I'm excited to be on to meet you all tonight. So it was great.
I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to start again. I do apologize.
Who's all, as she's doing that, wait, Paula, can I go ahead and ask just who's on the call?
Yes, please. Would you go ahead? Thank you.
Yeah. So I am Paula's niece, but we've journeyed health together now for close to 5 years, so.
Okay, so thank you everyone for joining us on the Zoom today. We're excited that as new health coaches, this is a perfect time for you to get started, and through the holidays, people are really searching. And so, Dr. Paul, would you kind of open up our Zoom call today?
Yes, thank you. Good evening and welcome everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Paul Steenberg. I'm a family practice doctor in Northeast Indiana, and I'm very excited to be here with you today because we have a lot of new health coaches who are just getting started, and I'd like to welcome you all to Take Shape for Life. It's an exciting time for you and for all of us as you start your health coaching business. Now, most of us have decided to get healthy ourselves and then decided to go ahead and assist other people to get healthy. And the holiday season can be a time of unique challenges as well as unique opportunities for our business. And so I've invited Tia and Paula to come on and share some tips that will help your business thrive through the holidays and beyond into the new year, where we're expecting a tidal wave of new clients and who've decided to get healthy. Tia's coming to you from Arizona and Paula from Oregon. So good afternoon to both of you. They're my mentors and guides, and they've both built big businesses and helped many new coaches get their businesses started right. So I'd like to get ready and get your pens and paper ready to take notes. And so I'd like now to turn it over to Tia and Paula, whoever wants to start first.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Dr. Paul. Tia and I are delighted to be here, and Tia has been my mentor for 3.5 years now. So I just feel honored that she could be on here sharing with us. And the holidays are the perfect time to be starting as a new health coach. And Tia is going to not only be here to give us some tips and guidance, but also just to maybe answer questions at the end. So please write out those questions as they come to your mind, or areas that you feel like you're struggling with, because more than anything, we want you to be successful right now through the holidays and as we begin into 2015. When we talk about our story, I think that's the first place, wouldn't you agree, Tia, that we have to have down?
Absolutely. And, I've always heard the saying, you can say all the right things to the wrong person, or you can say all the wrong things to the right person. It really doesn't matter. Sometimes when people are ready, they're ready. But I think it is very important that we know our story and we can say it concise and be really relevant to the person that we're talking to right in front of us.
Yeah, Tia, I know that especially we want to talk with each of the health coaches that are on the line today and really get some practical examples. But I know when I first started my journey, I was so excited that I did a lot of the talking, and I talked too long. I made my story about me. And, we really want to convey the story in a way that it will inspire the person I'm talking to. Because when they're hearing my story, they're not really hearing it about me. They're hearing it and saying, will it work for me?
Yeah.
And that's what we have to remember. Okay, where did I come from? And so sometimes we're so excited and exuberant that we talk too much. And other times we've told it 2 or 3 times and we start telling it in a very non-enthusiastic way, as if we just had Cheerios for breakfast. We forget how awesome it is and where we've come from and how we felt before we had started this health program.
Absolutely. And I also, as you begin to know your story, and then for Doug and I, it's knowing the people, like all of us have a story, and the person you're connecting with or talking with at a party, or, for me, I'm out and about at a coffee shop. I run into people all the time. There's just always opportunity that maybe because of this call today, you now have Dr. Paul's story, you have my story, you'll have Paula's story, that you can be like, I was just on a call the other day and I heard, my friend Paula, she lost 30 pounds and she's kept it off for 4 years. I know that this program will work for you. Let's talk about, what are you looking to accomplish in your health? And so, Paula, I really have found that it has been really essential, not only as I've learned to know my story, and then learning and growing from each other to have each other's stories too.
Yeah, exactly. So Tia, do you mind? Let's just start out. Would you tell me your story?
Oh my goodness, Paula. Thank you so much for asking. Do you know how moms usually struggle after, having babies?
Oh yeah, I totally did that.
Yeah, that was really my story. I had really struggled in my weight after having my 2 young kids, and they were running around. I had no energy. And that feeling of just not having energy?
Yep.
Yeah, that was me. And so I lost 40 pounds. Can you believe that?
That's a lot.
I know. And it really changed my life. And I found through the process that, this community and having a health coach alongside me has really helped me. And so that's why I chose to become a health coach. Do you know anyone that's looking to find health in their life?
Yeah, me and a lot of my friends, we're all starting diets January 1.
Serious? That is like, I know. I was on that boat. I was on that train for years in my marriage and in my life. And when I really found this program is really when my mind shifted. I'd love to connect and see, if the program I coach would be a good fit for you or your friends.
Perfect. Thank you, Tia. Because you were just relating it exactly to where I was, right?
Right.
Where I am.
Yeah. So that would be a way I've shared my story, is more in a conversational versus just, like you said, Paula. I mean, I can also say, if somebody asks me how I lost my weight, I can go into, I lost 40 pounds and, what it's done for me. But what I found is the more I can conversate with them, the more I can move into, seeing if it's the right fit for them.
Yes. I know we're going to talk a little bit further about conversation starters, but really about asking people what they're looking to accomplish in the next year, or how they feel like 2015, maybe a goal that they have, is a great conversation starter where it just opens up the door to health.
Absolutely. Well, I would, Paula, because I know for you, you are bubbly in the life of, the party. And so I would just, like, we're all going to parties and going to events and stuff. And so, Paula, I'm just going to be like coming up to you at a party. Oh my goodness, Paula, you look amazing. You're looking amazing. Like, have you lost some weight this year?
Tia, yes, I actually have. Thank you for asking. I'm so excited. You know what? Last year at Christmas, I did not feel good. And you remember how I was struggling with really low energy, and I didn't know if there was something wrong with me. I've lost 30 pounds. I don't know if you realize that or not, but I feel so good. And you know what? The coolest thing is I've been able to keep it off for the last 6 months, and I'm keeping my energy up, and my husband's getting healthy. Oh my gosh. I don't know how you're doing in your health, but gosh, if you know of somebody who's looking to make some changes, I'd just be so excited to talk with them.
Wow, Paula, I had to come over and talk to you because, I mean, you just look really good. And I've really been working on this area, but I just keep struggling. So I'd love to connect with you after this and after this party and see. I can't get control of this area of my life, and I really need some help. That's why I came over to you today.
Perfect. Tia, you know what? Let's chat sometime. We can meet for coffee or talk on the telephone. It doesn't matter, but I would love to help you. It's so much easier, and it doesn't have to be hard. Let's talk and let's get you feeling healthy.
Okay. So I don't know again, I think, Paula, it comes down to that enthusiasm, that excitement. And I always go back to how I felt the first day, the second day, the third day on the program, and that those little breakthrough moments, and just like, okay, Tia, I need to push past fear here and share with excitement, because you just never know the person that you're going to run into, the people that are going to come up to you. So
Yeah. And Tia, thank you for saying that, even of just remembering where you came from, because remember when you really didn't think anything would work anymore, and you were thinking it's another diet, and then it's like, are you kidding me? This is so easy. I feel so great. And it's so exciting in that first week, 2 weeks, when it's just so new, so fresh, and so real, and you're seeing the results. Taking ourselves back to that place is really powerful. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
So are we gonna, I would love to, we heard one story, and I'm not sure as we move forward into the slides, but do you want to go into just having somebody else share?
I would love to. Melanie is on by phone. I'm going to unmute you, Melanie, and see if we can hear you. Do you mind telling us your story?
I have now lost 43 pounds.
Wow.
Wow.
I have severe rheumatoid arthritis, and I feel great. It's really worked for me, and my daughter, seeing how it was working for me, she was inspired. So she also does it, and she, as of yesterday, has lost 50 pounds.
Wow.
So it's just I feel different. I feel better when I get up in the mornings. I don't struggle to get out of bed. Now I'm ready to get up and face the world. I have energy. I'm a florist here in our hometown, and some days I need a lot more energy. So,
But this has given it to you.
yes, it has. I love it.
Wow. Wow. So Paula, what an amazing story. Not only has she lost 43 pounds for herself, but her daughter has lost 50 pounds.
That is so beautiful. Melanie, is there not a better gift that you could have than seeing your daughter also get healthy? I mean,
That is that's priceless. It's priceless, because she has health issues, and to see it melt off of her, and to see her so excited about it. And we both work together. So when people come into our shop and they see us and they want to know what in the world, and believe you me, I tell them.
Melanie, I was thinking that your story is so inspiring, because we all, as Americans, are surrounded by our family, that we ache for them to be healthy and feel good again. And so the fact that you are not only talking about your own health journey, but then you're able to share, and you know what else? My daughter is getting healthy and she's feeling great, and it's amazing. Again, it's sparking that hope within those that you talk to, that maybe their husband or maybe their mom, it's not just one person, it's a family unit being healthy together.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's amazing, Melanie. And I think as your the excitement, and just like you said, like the rheumatoid arthritis, and how you've had breakthrough and even feeling better in that. And so as these people are coming into your shop and you guys are sharing, kind of what have you been saying?
I just tell them how we eat, and because they're saying, what is this? What is Medifast? And they're just, we just kind of share. And I said, the best thing about it, I get to eat 6 times a day. And they just, it's kind of to get them to laugh and
Yeah.
just kind of make them feel comfortable. And then I said, if you want to hear more about this, you come and talk to me, or they're coming into shop. So I have my paper there, and I hand them out when we have our get-togethers with Dr. Paul. And I've had several this week take them. So that doesn't mean they'll show up, but my phone number's on there. And I said, if you need something or someone to talk to, now you call me.
Wonderful. Oh, that's awesome. Would you be open to some pointers of just some tips that I could give you I come from a small town in Iowa, And so I totally get a small town community. Would you be open to a couple suggestions as you're sharing?
Sure.
Awesome. Because your story is so powerful, and we're boldly and we're very proud of our program with Medifast. But what I have found, and I know that Dr. Paul's having some great events in the local area, which hopefully you can invite them back. Dr. Paul, when is your next event? You were sharing the other day.
Yeah, our next event is December the 27th.
Awesome.
In the office at 10:30 in the morning.
Wonderful. Okay, that will be a good event to reroute them to. But what I have found, especially if you're in a retail environment like that, and they're there to shop for flowers, they're not there, for health. They're they came into the store and they see the revolution that's taken place in your life. Is there a way that you could capture their information when you hand out a flyer? And, where they could fill out their name and email and phone number, like on maybe a little clipboard or something at the counter, just so that you can follow up on your end. And, I would just say that you're doing an optimal health program, and you'd love to see if the program would be the right fit for them. And the only reason with Medifast and Take Shape for Life is they might go home, and in the day and age that we live in, they'll probably go Google it, right, Paula? Or, and we want them to come back to you, Melanie, because you're the one that has the hope and the help. You're the one that's going to come alongside them and support them. And the only thing I found is when I've given out my business cards or met somebody out and about at the library or something like that, I have found that if I can capture their information, that's the best. So when Doug and I started coaching, we had retail furniture stores, and he stayed the professional, but we had a before and after photo of us on the counter. And also he had a clipboard. And when he would give out our cards, he would say, hey, do you mind if my wife follows up with you through an email or phone number, whatever works best for you? It's really just health tips and inspiration, and we want to be here for you when you're ready. And so that was a way to bridge the gap. And so, Paula, I wanted to just share that for you, Melanie. Is that helpful for you?
Yes, it sounds great. That's a good idea.
Good. I'm excited to see what comes from that, because it's great you're handing out the pieces of paper or the business cards, but let's try to capture their information so you can keep the ball in your court and follow up and just see how they're doing. Do they want to explore it in more depth and see if it might be the right fit for them or their family member?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I love to even do what you're talking about, capturing their information. Even if they say, oh, that's awesome, I've lost 50 pounds also, I've been on Weight Watchers or I've been on Jenny Craig or whatever, say, oh, that's so cool. I love getting together with other people who are health-minded and getting and just encouraging each other. Hey, I have a newsletter that I send out that has healthy recipe and healthy tips that I think you would really enjoy no matter what program you're doing. Would that be all right? Is that something you'd like to get? And again, it's a way of capturing the email address, and then I can send out a few things to them, and I can check on them a month from now and say, how's your journey going? I know you were doing Weight Watchers and you were doing really well last fall when we talked. Is that going well for you? Because I just want to encourage you. Mm-hmm. A lot of times they reach back and say, oh, it didn't work really well, and I've been meaning to reach out to you, or no, I'm still at the same weight, I didn't actually follow through. And it gives it that open door where I've been supporting them no matter what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you.
As a new coach, Paula, and I don't know if Dr. Paula is trained on this very much, but as a brand new coach, your first 3 months with Take Shape for Life, you do receive a free newsletter that's provided by Take Shape for Life that you can kind of personalize.
Okay.
And you would be able to access that through your Office in Motion. And you might need to talk with Health Coach Services a little bit on that. But I utilize that the first few months in my coaching, and then I moved to just doing my own. And we have some great resources somebody that does them for like $35 a month that can send them out to your database of friends. So newsletters and that constant touch into people's lives of encouragement and support has always been essential. So,
All right.
yeah, good.
Excellent. Anyone else want to come on and tell their story? We just love hearing them because I feel like it makes it so real. I have everyone unmuted, so if anyone's on the phone calling in, they can talk as well.
Someone from Oregon's on. I'd love to hear your story. Maybe people are multitasking. That might be why.
Maybe. Okay. So Tia, let's just talk about, after we learn to talk about our story and feel comfortable, remember sharing enough that's relevant and gearing it toward the person that we're sharing it with, right? If we're talking to someone who's older, we can come across as when they say, oh, what do you do? Or, oh, you're health coaching, what's that? Well, you know how as you get older, how sometimes you gain 2 or 3 or 5 pounds per year, and you look back and it's been 10 years and you're wondering where the 30 or 40 pounds came from. I help people get to a healthy weight and learn habits that keep it off. Or as you talked about the young mom, or you may be going, well, you know how sometimes through the holidays people really let down their guard and start eating in a very unhealthy way, and they don't know what to do to get back to a healthy state. Actually help people not only get to a healthy weight, but learn the habits to keep it off. So we get comfortable in our story. But would you share a little bit about the importance of creating our share list and why it's important on that first step? Because I hate for us to think that we don't want to jump to step 3 until we finish step 1.
Right. And writing out this list is, the people in your life that will be those advocates. They might not even have to lose much weight. Maybe they're kind of health-minded, but maybe their parents are struggling in their health. And so I found that this was very essential for me to move into action, because I was so, in the beginning, you had those couple people like my best friend and those diet partners I had done before, they jumped right on. That's why I started coaching. I had my mother-in-law, I had my best friend, and I think one other person that, had been watching me lose my weight. So I had 3 clients, but I was kind of like, okay, what's the next thing? And so my coach is like, write out your list. And I'm like, I was kind of like, well, I don't want to peg people as, like these are the people, that need this. She's like, no, just write it out and just get it from your head and out on paper. And so what I did with those top 20 people is I was just very intentional. And I mean, this is the time of year that you can literally pick up your phone and just wish people a happy holidays and just say, do you have a couple minutes? I'm really excited about what's taken place in my life over this past year. I don't know if you know this, but I lost 40 pounds. Doug lost 65 pounds. And we're just really excited. Does anybody come to mind that is looking to find health in your life? And I promise you, they're going to start talking. And that's where you can capture from that point of engaging in conversation with them and finding out who in their life is looking for health. And if you're afraid of doing this and picking up the phone, I just have to say, when I pushed past fear for myself and, called up people on the phone and just let them know, asked about them, how their family was doing, because right now, Paula, with the holidays, this is such an easy time to pick up the phone and just wish them a happy holidays. How has their year been? What exciting went good this year? And what area are they really struggling in? And see if you have what they're looking for. Remember, we help people not only have that healthy body, but on the mental aspect too. I've helped a lot of friends that needed to lose 10 pounds this past year. And if I wouldn't have picked up the phone and connected with them and just wished them a happy holidays last year, those people wouldn't even be in my life today. So, and then once you have that list, if you are kind of afraid to get on the phone and do those connection calls, utilize Dr. Paul, utilize Paula in your support team. You've got an amazing support team. to do a couple calls with those top, maybe your sister and your mom, or your best friend, or somebody that is just kind of an advocate for you, and do a practice call and just kind of hear how Paula shares the program, hear how the excitement in her voice, and that will help you kind of get into momentum.
I couldn't agree more, Tia. And also of just understanding the process of asking enough questions, because there is a nice, gentle way of sharing the program that really shows that we care, because we want to ask enough so that they really see their need. And if we do it in the wrong order, sometimes we don't have as good of results. And so it really is a learned process. It's simple, but just hearing it come in a conversation form is so easy. And so I think that comes best by listening and having someone help you share. And people are so gracious when you just make it very about them. Say, I'm kind of new to this, and would it be all right if my health coach listens in case I forget something, or if you have an extra question that I can't answer. I've only been doing this a short time. And they're going to say, sure. And then you're going to actually lead, or let your health coach lead, depending on where your comfort level is. And we want it to be comfortable for your friend that you're sharing with, and we want it to be comfortable for you. And then the most important thing is when we hang up from that, Tia, don't you find, is to go back and debrief and go, okay, what went well? What could have I worded a little bit different? Not that in some ways, it really doesn't matter about a specific wording, but sometimes there's phraseology that feels more comfortable. And you might say, yeah, I didn't feel very good when I was, going down this trail. We can help you with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And also what I found through this process is they might not be ready right now, but your role in this process is to offer, and that to not hide this under a bushel, but let it shine bright. And I think we're so crippled by, yes, it's working for me. You're down 20 pounds, 50 pounds, 40 pounds. But you're fearful of what will people think if I approach them. But I promise you, if you reach out and just really care about what's going on in their life, and just, once you've asked them enough questions, they're going to ask you about you. And that's where you can share your excitement and just simply ask them, does anybody come to mind that's, looking to find health in your life? I'd love to support them in the new year. Can I keep you up to date? As, up to this point, I've helped X amount of people, and, can I keep you in the loop? And that's where capturing their email information and that kind of stuff for ongoing follow-up. And because that's what you'll find in coaching. It does, Paula, it's a labor of love. It does take some follow-up. And so the seeds you're planting right now in December, you might be like, okay, nobody is starting this week. Or, I promise you, the seeds you're planting, the people you're connecting with, the harvest is coming.
Yes. And Tia, if I can say, even at the end of the connections call, if you say, is there someone who comes to mind? And if they say no, be comfortable with that. Learn to be very comfortable with a no. And I just turn it, and usually you know who you're talking to. So if I know that I'm talking with someone who's struggling with health, then I just say, not a problem, because may I go ahead and forward you on some information? And that way, when you read it, if someone comes to mind that's struggling with really low energy, or maybe they are looking for weight loss, or some coming off of medications, would you mind forward it to them? Guess what? I've just probably described it the person I'm talking to, but I haven't made it about them. I've just made it about them sharing it with the people in their life. And guess what? They're watching for that email. They're wondering to see what it says. And that little email that I'm going to follow up is just say, I'm so excited about the program that's not only helping people get to a healthy weight, but learn the habits of health. And I love walking beside my clients and giving them encouragement and inspiration. And then I'm going to attach a before and after photo of somebody that I feel like kind of relates to the person I spoke with, about their age, their demographic. Boom. And then it has my email address at the bottom. And I planted the seed so that when they get there, they're like, yeah, that's me. I'm the one struggling with diabetes, or yeah, I have no energy, or I'm tired. I'm always sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so you're using your own words.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is getting comfortable with the no's, because I always keep in the back of my mind, it's just not yet, you know? And the more I can be comfortable with them not being open to it or not ready quite yet, then I know I've at least offered and I'm putting it out there, and the next person is going to be a yes. And that no right now, they'll probably be a client in a year from now. You know what I mean? So
It's so true, Tia. Literally, probably 4 out of 5 people that I've ever shared with have been a client of mine. Sometimes the next day, sometimes 2 weeks later, sometimes a year later.
right.
But it's all about our posturing and showing them. Okay. You know, when we talk about branding ourselves, again, Tia, because we have such great opportunity this time of year, we have holiday church events, we have parties, we have family get-togethers, and people are seeing and they're watching, especially if we've been on program and we've lost weight. They're kind of watching to see how we eat, what we do, what we're talking about. Is this just another diet, or did we make some changes? And at least I know that when I watch Doug and Tia come to a holiday party at our home, or my mom's home, because of the actions they had during that party, I realized it was a permanent, you know, like this is a lifestyle change, not just a diet. And it caused my husband and I to have a lot of interest. So the way we eat and the way we choose our beverages and our food at the parties becomes a conversation piece, because it's a way to open the door when people are like, oh my gosh, did you try Aunt Susie's pumpkin pie? It's amazing. Say, oh, I love that pie so much, but did you know I've lost 30 pounds already and I feel great. I don't want to cause anything to lose my momentum. I'm really just making the choice to set that aside right now. I'll be having a piece for sure next year. And you just kind of make it about excitement.
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, okay. They just know.
Yeah. And Paula, people are watching you, and what a better, you know, for Doug and I, it's 5 years, you know, we've maintained our weight loss, but we live out the habit to health, especially in public and obviously behind closed doors. I mean, it is a journey, you guys, but this is such an amazing opportunity for you to bring a salad, they're like, oh, don't worry about bringing anything. Go ahead and bring a salad to help you stay on purpose. So that you have a backup plan when you get there if there is no greens available. Also, what I found is I would cook a brownie up and I would put it in a Ziploc bag and I would pull it out at my parties. At the holiday time, you're invited to jewelry parties and clothing parties and all this stuff. And, I would pull out my brownie and people would be like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, this is my healthy brownie. It just helps me stay on purpose. And sure enough, it opens up opportunity. And it's not like you're going to start a client right there at the party, but you can be like, let's message each other. I'll find you on Facebook or give me your phone number. I'd love to follow up and just, connect with you this week. This has really helped me stay on purpose in my health journey. So it's just such an amazing time. I love this time of year because we get to really shine bright with health and hope.
Yeah. So. And Tia, don't you find that a lot of times people usually will respond to something like, oh, I should be doing that, or oh, I should do that. And then you just turn around and go, oh my gosh, I would love to do it together. Imagine if we were getting healthy together. Oh my gosh, come join me.
Yeah.
And then you say, and then you, again, let it drop because you don't want them to feel like you're trying to convince them. Change the subject. Hey, how are the kids doing? What are they doing for the holiday break? Are you doing some activities? Are you doing some traveling? Yeah. And all at once, guess what? They're curious. They're going to open that door back up.
That's right.
It's going to be on their timing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just being on purpose. And another opportunity, if you, have social media. If you don't, I would definitely recommend it as you advance forward in your health journey. If you don't have a Facebook account, it's such a great way to connect. Doug and I would not have known about Take Shape for Life if it wouldn't have been for Facebook. And so it might be a new thing for you, but if you really want to grow a great, thriving health coaching practice, if it's just to support a few people, you might not need a Facebook account. But if you want to really impact and, support 20, 30 clients and over the next 6 months, create a good income, I would highly recommend a Facebook account. And, social media has been a key place. In Paula, why don't you just share? I mean, that's how I shared my story. I was down 23 pounds and I put a before and after photo up on Facebook. I said, I wasn't even a coach at the time. I think I tagged my health coach or something like that. I was like so excited. I'm down 23 pounds. And I put a before and after photo up. And that's when my coach is like, oh my goodness, Tia, you need to coach. Like all these people are liking and commenting. And and it was great accountability for me too. And I know for you, Paula, too, that was another key part.
It was huge. I wanted people to, number one, I wanted to make a statement so that they would know that I was making some changes. But I felt compassion to my friends and family. How would they know? I couldn't call them all. And
Right.
if I did, I might get all their voicemails. But people, they watch pictures and it's impactful for them. And as you said, I got some comments straight on the photos and I got a lot of private messages. What are you doing? Tell me what you're doing. And so, and of course I'm going to say, oh my gosh, I would love to tell you, when can we connect?
Yeah.
Call me. And that's really all we're going to ever say on Facebook, because we don't want to just love it out. We want to hear their heart. What are they trying to accomplish? But it's impactful. And this is a perfect time of the year because in about 16 days, probably 85% of Americans are going to go on some kind of health, either diet or weight loss or something. And right now they're researching and they're already making the decision of what they're going to do. They're just getting through the holiday. And after the New Year's Day, they're starting something. And put it out there, because we actually have something in our hands that's so relevant and it could change their life. And I guess I feel like in some ways I would be being selfish if I didn't share, because what are the crazy fad diets that they're going to do? And I know ours is a real life-changing thing. I need to share. I feel compelled to share.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been a great way for us to bridge the gap, relationally for me, with friends and high school classmates that have reached out to me that I would have never thought to even call, Paula, on my share list, reached out to me because I posted my before and after photo, and then I've posted all kinds of before and after photos and healthy recipes and what I'm doing active now as a family. And people follow that. Pictures tell 1,000 words. And what I found through social media is it just pulls the people out of the woodwork that you never would even thought would have reached out to you.
Exactly. So. And Tia, if someone's not comfortable sharing their photo yet, that's okay. Use someone else's photo. You can still tell your story that, you know what, I'm making some health changes and I'm losing weight, but more than anything, I have great energy and I'm feeling amazing. I'm so excited about what 2015 looks like. And I'm actually helping and encouraging other people to do the same. And then I love to see someone at that point start to do 30 days of hope. Say just out of celebration, over the next 30 days, I'm going to post a photo of inspiration for all of you who are making changes for the new year of health. And then just begin to share pictures. When you're comfortable, we want you to share your own because it's awesome and your friends love you. But if you're not comfortable yet, share all the others.
Yeah. And there's a couple really great resources that Paula can post on the team page. Just to give you, how do I do a 30 days of hope? What does that look like? I mean, it's 30 days consistently posting on your Facebook before and after photos or stories of hope, healthy recipes. Just everybody has done different things. I've had some people just do 30 days of health and inspiration. And one day they might do a before and after photo. The next day it might be a healthy recipe. And then an inspirational quote or something fun they're doing as a family that keeps them active. So it's just a great way to brand yourself and just share health with people around you. So.
And Tia, I love that. I've heard also that about a 3-to-1 ratio, so 3 or 4-to-1. So if you share a before and after photo, then do a couple personal photos, a quote or picture of your family, cooking Christmas dinner or presents under the tree, or it doesn't matter, whatever, just little tidbits of you, because again, that makes us more approachable. People want to see inside all of our life, not just about weight loss.
Yeah.
And it just gives us a balance. And then on, as far as, again, we'll post more, but we want to have men, women, different age groups, couples, children, the whole nine yards.
Yeah.
Tia, as we're closing up this call, and then I want to open it up for questions, would you kind of talk about the importance, because you have been such a role model for me, about daily actions and what a typical day looks like for someone just getting started? Because I think they look at that list and they think, okay, where do I start?
Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of knowing, what do you want to accomplish? What is your desired outcome? Where do you want to be? And I always say, if you can touch your Take Shape for Life business every day, just a little bit, or maybe 5-6 days out of the week, you will continue to move forward. If you don't touch your business only 2 days a week, the growth isn't going to happen. So what I've really found is, if you have 5 hours a week to give to Take Shape for Life, or if it's 10 hours a week, maybe you only have 2 right now. Obviously, most of your time right now in the front end is going to be building relationships and reconnecting with people. So in the beginning, as a busy mom, I just made it a point to reach out to 3 people a day. And maybe that's 5 days out of the week you do that. So over a course of a week, you've reached out to 15 people, and you've probably spent 30 to 45 minutes on the phone for, per day. And you can do that on a lunch break. You can do that on the way home from your work, in the car driving. And, that's how I made it work in my life. And then I also, so if you have 5 hours, you're spending that time, really reaching out. And then you're going to find, as you're acquiring the clients, 3 to 5, and then on to 10 clients, you're going to really need to find out, what day a week are you going to do those client celebration calls? Because really, in hour's time, you should be able to support, 10 clients, really well. If you block out an hour in your week, once you're up to 10 clients. And that's where you really, as you're growing your health coaching practice and you're moving beyond 3 clients up to 5 clients and 10 clients, that's where you really want to kind of do a little bit more time blocking. But what I would really suggest in the beginning stages is just blocking out. Is it on your way to work? Is it on your lunch break? Is it in the evening that you're going to block out 45 minutes to an hour to just reach out and talk with people, post on Facebook, and those things. And then in addition to that, in this beginning phase of your coaching is training. And Paula, everybody can't be on live, but I would encourage you to spend an hour a week in personal development, whether it's listening to these webinars, getting on the leadership call. In the Quick Start Guide, in the back of your Quick Start Guide, is all the phone numbers for the nurses, the doctor's call, and the Habits of Health call. And those are all the numbers are the live phone numbers, and the recorded phone numbers are in there too, also for your clients, because those calls are not just for coaches, they're for clients. But what I found when I'm helping a new coach get started is that they can spend about 5 to 6 weeks, Paula, in listening to those calls, the recorded ones, or getting on them live. You're going to know everything and have all your questions answered. So I hope that gives you a little bit of focus most of your time on relationship building and following up and reaching out, and then spending about an hour to hour and a half in personal development and training yourself each week.
Tia, thank you for talking about that as far as the personal development, but only a portion of your time, because it's very easy to think, oh, I'll just listen to all these calls, but we never share. So it has to be just a small portion of our time. And again, the recorded calls we can listen to them on our way to work. We can listen to them in the morning when we're getting ready for our day. put them on our speaker on our telephone and listen to a recorded nurse's call or doctor's call. And the confidence that comes from you hearing the words, it's amazing. You think, okay, am I absorbing it? Am I absorbing it? And then someone will ask you a question and you just, boom, you just know the answer. Or you feel comfortable with a certain phrase and you're like, yes, that sounded great,
Yeah. So, but make sure most of your time is spent on connecting, following up, and keeping a written list. If people are coming into your floral shop, and make sure you write their names down. Like, who was it that you talked with? So you can make sure to, in the back of your mind, in a week or two, follow up with them. Just all those people that you're meeting out and about, just making sure that you're doing really good follow up and staying in close contact with them.
Yeah, thank you. And Tia, if I can just add one more thing, and that's when you start to make your calls, do it at a specific time and make them right behind of each other. If you're going to call 3 people, call one, hang up, call the next. But because if we just do one at a time, one now, and then we're going to do one later, we can do it that way. But if you're already a fearful person, sometimes that causes you to be paralyzed and you can procrastinate.
Yeah.
And people on the other end, they're waiting for an answer. They honestly don't know what to do. For all we know, they're going to do some kind of crazy cookie diet or grapefruit diet next week. And we have an answer. And it's like, they don't know that something like this exists. And I even remember Dr. Paul talking about it. He thought, even when he was bringing it into the practice, he thought it was just going to be a weight loss program. And he realized it's so much more. It's so complete that it brings hope and it brings life change for people and families and generations. It's pretty awesome.
Very awesome. So Dr. Paul, is there any other things you'd like us to kind of go over, and would love to hear a little bit, just recap from you?
No, I want to thank both of you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. You're both amazing, and your excitement is contagious. And even though I've been in this, business for a little over a year now, I'm always learning, and I really appreciate everything you've said. And I'm going to go back and re-listen to the, this webinar again. So anyhow, and the great thing about Take Shape for Life is that you have a lot of great people behind you. And this is an amazing business model and structure that's going to assist a lot of people to help transform their lives dramatically. And I think if you put these tips and ideas you've presented today into practice, our businesses are going to explode. So thank you again.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see what takes place in Indiana. Very cool.
Thank you. We're going to explode the business here. We're going to put Indiana on the map.
Awesome.
Great.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm going to stop the record, but actually before I do, does anyone have any questions that they want to ask Tia? Well, we're just so blessed to have her here with us tonight. So she's a great resource.
Thank you.
We have a quiet group.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will stop this. I just want to say thank you so much, and everyone have a wonderful holiday. And it's so exciting. We are coming into the busiest time of Take Shape. So even if you don't feel like you're getting a lot of yeses, we're planting seeds, and over the next 2 weeks, people are making decisions. So they can't make a decision with information they don't have. So get it out there, make the offering, and so that when they do think of someone who needs health or weight loss or energy, they're going to think of you and that story you told and how intriguing it was, and that it was more than a diet.
It's good.
All right.
Awesome. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Bye-bye.
Happy holidays. Good night, everyone.
Good night.